We're cooling it off again to see if we can get super cooling.
But did you see it go up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So what they're doing is with the cetyl alcohol, it's a white powder as a solid. When it melts, it becomes clear. So they have this little capillary tube, and when they put it in the water, which was hot enough for it to, at about 49 degrees is when is considered the melting point.
Do you guys have
As the temperature goes up, they want to see if it happened right at 49 or a little bit before or after. Then after they get the thing melted, they add cold water, and that's what they're doing now, to cool it back down to see when it becomes a solid again, when it turns back white. And then they're going to add more hot water to it to see if they can get it to melt again. So they should be able to see if there's a range, if it happens like at exactly at 49 degrees or if there's some super cooling involved. You can read that in your lab book. It's on page 20, 21.
Hey, Mr. Bruce. So, according to this, we're supposed to pull it down and we're supposed to boil it down.
Yes, now what we're supposed to do is add.
Then we've gone down almost 10 degrees.
Okay,
For a while.
what you're supposed to do is one water beaker until it melts again.
Honestly.
And then that's how you know that that's the melting.
Sorry.
Right. So what we have to do
60.
is remove some
Wonderful
of the
commentary
that-
presented by George and Josh.
58. Actually, no, 59. I'm not smart.
Did it say when the
Now,
cooling point
let
was
me
supposed
get
to be?
some-
I mean, I guess we can just go with 40. My legs are there. Why is everybody jumping over?
Cooling point. No, it does not say.
The same one. Whoa, that's more than we need, I think.
I would say so, yes.
Let me pour some of this back in, not
Overachiever.
burn myself doing it because
I do that so many times. I'm trying to feed my dog.
my dog is the messiest drinker. Go ahead and put it in. Be sure you're ready to read the temperature. It's going to happen fast.
No, it's
Okay.
not. Oh, actually, there's still another one. So it is. 54. 55.
55?
No, it wasn't 55.
53.
Well, it's just now 60.
This is probably
53.8.
Well, it was at 55 when you said no.
All right.
52.
Not to record that. And in your data, just write up and say, it happened so fast, it's hard to see. I probably should have added the water. We should probably have a pipette at a time,
Yeah.
so slowly. That was the idea. That's okay. Do it right with the second one, with the pomade. Now that you've got the procedure down.
I'm running out of
This is
space.
time. It takes time to
I
learn
don't
how to
think we
do
can get
this.
super cool.
So now we take this out and we put in the other stuff.
Okay, guys, it takes time to learn this procedure. It's about ready to overflow. So you know how to do it right for the next one. Now the melting point for the palmitic acid is 64 degrees, it's considered.
What's the melting point for this?
So 48 was the melting point. Freezing point, when it became a solid again, was what?
Oh wait, no. That 48 was the freezing point.
Sure. What was the melting point?
55.
Okay, it's quite a range, but that's good. They got the same thing, 55 for melting.
Hold a second, we just
48
cooled.
where it froze.
48 again, haha.
Yes.
But it was at 48 before it froze, so we
Okay,
formed super
I'm
cool.
going to empty this back in here. I'll get this up.
Thank you. That's actually my manual, but thanks for writing down the answers. It's nice of you.
Okay? And they don't have a bigger one.
Just kidding.
No, they have
This
a
is
big
slow
one.
because he knew I was gonna.
That's better.
Yeah, use that one.
Okay.
Yes. I know they said use smaller one, but I think it'll help if you use a bigger one.
Ready? We're gonna freeze it. Look at that. It
Do
just
we have the
turned.
wire still? Oh, yeah, we do.
And cool. Heat. Nope.
So I know that this is over 64 degrees.
Okay. I'm entertaining myself.
Okay, that's more than enough. I want to leave a lot of room.
So, do you want to go dump the water, huh? Oh, I thought I just broke that for a second. I was like,
What?
the
Oh, you
water.
got it?
That water.
Okay.
Awesome.
And
Good
then
deal.
we will do it with this
I can get this a
alcohol.
little bit lower.
Alright, let me take this over.
Yeah, the pomade.
Yeah, that's good.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it's
Right?
Yes, that's
a
enough.
little toasty.
Okay.
Attach it to it and put it in there.
Uh,
All right, so guys, the second, I think pour the bucket there. A bucket, you can pour water in there.
Cool. We need to.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the palmatic
Need it 2 or
acid.
3 times probably, right?
Yeah.
Where's the,
Scared it's gonna like.
so we need
This
to
is the
use,
new
There we
one.
go.
gosh, pick it
That'll
up.
do. That's good.
Okay, I'm just gonna slide it.
I think that'll work. Now, do you have it right
Ah, there we
on
go.
the bottom? Is it parallel to the bottom?
Wire is where?
Yeah.
Okay, slightly.
They
tap
still
on- there you go. Okay, perfect.
They are robbers. There
Good.
are
When you
robbers.
put it, be ready to record the temperature. It's gonna happen fast. It's gonna happen around 64 degrees, but
I'll
it
tell you
could be
when it's done.
below
Okay,
Sorry to interrupt, but what did you guys put the wire?
Stop.
the what?
50.
The wire?
50?
It was at 50.
No, that's 55. I looked
It
up.
is now, when you said stop, it's not.
It's 50 right there.
Okay, but it's stopping around, there's.
Did you put palmitic acid? Did you use acetyl acid or
You
palmitic?
got it. You can do this.
Did you
What's the
use
other 53?
just acetyl alcohol? Did you use palmitic?
Yeah, we used some.
Okay, so you used the right stuff. Okay, record what you got.
Okay, so
Flip.
I don't need it free.
Dude, this is.
Alright. Here's our.
It's not going down as nicely as the other one did.
They went down very easy for them. I don't know what to say. You should clean that tube off between, right? You know what?
We were supposed to use a new one.
Yeah, we just got a new one.
We used a new one.
New wire.
Oh,
Clean the wire off because it's gonna be contaminated otherwise. Well,
we'll just put that in the errors.
You don't want a mixture of palmitic acid and acetyl alcohol.
What's that?
Gosh, this is just.
Oh, this is actually looking better.
So, how's your day been?
This is what people do around the country right now. They're doing labs like this, melting
Oh my
boiling point.
goodness. Okay, maybe I-
Melting point, freezing point. What happened?
Oh, it's just.
He's trying to hold it and it just keeps slipping.
Stuff is in there right now.
Wait for it to become white. It should be. It's cooled off to 59 and it hasn't become solid.
No, it's 59.
You can do it. Wait, is there stuff in the
I
bottom?
see a little bit of water.
Okay, what
Actually,
happened?
it's quite big.
Temperature is.
I actually didn't even see that.
50, 57.
Oh yeah, that's just powder
Okay,
stuff on the
that's
edges.
the
Okay.
57.
Okay, whatever.
So we're good to band. Oh, alright.
Then we gotta put more hot water in.
We've got the rubber band right here.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Knock yourself out.
See, it should have melted at like 60, in the high 60s.
It
And
melted.
then- And then when it becomes a solid, when it freezes, a little below it. So the, which 55 makes sense for 57 for freezing, but yeah,
We have to
53.
reheat it anyway.
Okay, now you need to heat it back up to get it to.
That's gonna change.
Okay.
More time.
You know, you can actually.
How many people does it take to put a rubber band?
Do we trust ourselves with that?
Probably
Want
necessary.
to add?
Okay, there.
Sure does.
Alright,
I'm ready to watch.
let's get some hot water.
Oh yeah, hot water. Got that.
Okay,
Necessary detail right there.
this is too hot doing that, I shouldn't do that.
Can I have some hot water, please?
Yeah.
Yes, and you put that. Say, yes.
I was gonna say, you wanna
Okay.
burn yourself today?
Running out of hot water.
Let me get some.
So about halfway or less, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a little too far.
I think I just get it. Water fountain.
Okay,
No, we're just doing.
you ready to go?
I'll let you
Put
go.
it together and go, right? Because you don't want it to cool off too much. So is it, you still having hot water?
I thought this was getting too hot, so we just wanted to wait. You're probably good.
Okay. You put it in and watch
Hot water
temperature.
solid?
Hopefully we'll actually get it.
It's ready. Alright, so Celsius, right there. Here we go. Done. 40 degrees.
Wow. So that was pretty big.
Should have changed. It didn't change?
No, it's still.
That was a pretty big range right there.
Oh, the
Well, not
temperature
really,
is
'cause this is
quite
different.
a bit.
Yeah, it's only like
But it's
60%.
supposed to be
Okay, I
at
need
64.
to pour a little bit in here and pour it in there.
That'll, yeah.
Okay, well, let's get to the pipetting. for the next 3 hours.
We'll blame it on the not cleaned off wire.
Sorry if this is a very long and boring section to the video.
Temperature is that?
We can't really help it.
What's the temperature?
It's 56.
Just to get to look at our pretty faces.
Actually, they only see our hands.
Shoot, no, but it's not changing.
This story's gonna see
Not
that.
yet.
It's
What
now
are y'all doing?
58.
We're doing it loud.
Are we just gonna run this whole thing? Let's give it
They're
a
very animated, dude.
Okay. So
Our temperature is dropping.
Watching?
Oh, good. I can't actually see because you're not angling it toward me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
59.
Here.
Good enough, 60.
62.
This cup is disgusting. There is so much stuff in here.
61, 62, 63.
Wait, can we take it out and see if it's changed?
60. Actually,
So
no,
it
it's
should
better.
Lift it up, I think it's
solidified.
solid.
Oh, it's solidified.
Yeah.
We'll say it was at 59.
But-
59. Oh, thank you
So
very
the
much.
problem is it's gonna
You're so
overflow.
nice.
So I need to, let's take it out and pour some of this out.
59 degrees
Put a little
Celsius.
burn myself in the
Okay, so
top.
did it 59 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna freeze it,
Back in, so it doesn't
cool it off
affect it too
completely.
much.
We'll let that sit in there. I'm gonna go dump that out really quickly. Dear kind friend. Wow, this is jumping
Too
fast.
much, I got it too full.
Obviously, the waste is going to probably be down. It is now 64 and 69.
In theory, it's gonna be 64.
It is just some more hot water.
Okay, I will just move.
Thank you.
A little bit of power.
Still going? What's it now?
65.
And it looks clear,
I
actually.
believe it's
Okay.
strong.
Okay.
Get it out.
Alright.
Huh?
I believe it's strong.
How much water do you want? Half full?
Sure.
Because you're gonna start
Look,
with,
it's all-
you're doing the palmitic now, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh wait, that's it?
Yeah, now I can't answer questions.
Did you do palmitic? Okay, this needs more water. I don't want the,
We're doing this so backwards.
Do you want me to empty out some of these water,
Why,
some of this, our water?
I don't know about the
sink?
atmospheric pressure.
So these
sure.
ones-
This, wait a minute, this is hot, isn't it?
I really don't know
Yeah,
about the
let me
atmospheric
put that
pressure.
back in, because I gotta get the temperature up pretty high.
And these ones are very,
Alright, it's cool.
Do we have water? There's water.
Thank you.
I probably filled it too full. Let me pour some of this out.
this one's also hot, so if you need,
Is it?
yeah, at least the glasses.
Let me add a little bit in. Okay. Here we go. It's 64 degrees here, so watch it closely. When you put it in, it's going to melt. And make sure you're ready to read it as soon as it happens.
And then we go.
So this is hot, right?
Yes.
Good. We need, where's the clear water?
With your finger.
Yours.
Gone.
61.
Yeah.
61. 62. Something like that.
Okay, so that's a better. We'll
Where
go
is the, where's
61
the big glass
instead.
of it? Is it gone?
We never had the glass, they have the glass.
They have a glass, they're okay.
Okay, here we go. Time for some
You want me
super
to-
So what do we
cooling.
do with this,
Yay.
to be,
One bro. Ours
I don't
are
think you
right
can
now.
get it emptied out.
Do you want me to
If
go
you
try?
get it hot enough, you can pour it, then you can pour it out, because it's liquid. But I think you're throwing away.
Do you want me to go try and see?
You can't use, you can't use it again, because it's a solid. So if you can get it melted, then you can pour it out, but
That's
no, capillary tubes you use once and that's it. We have more, so you can just throw those capillary tubes away, the two you have. What temperature did it melt?
61 degrees.
Okay, now you're trying to get it to freeze, right?
Super cool. That's what we're going for.
I'm
We've
trying to
already,
get it to cool.
we've already frozen it once, so now we're going to see if we can get it to super cool.
It's gonna freeze. And what's the temperature at now?
64,
Okay,
I think.
Yes, what you said.
And there was no super cooling.
so,
ours is just weird.
Yep.
We got
This will be a fun report.
We got super cooling.
Huh?
You know.
Did yours super cool?
Mm-hmm.
60.
It got below the supposed freezing point. And,
Oh, then ours always super cold.
The rest of it is super cool.
Ours is so.
and it was still a liquid, so.
Bam! We're so cool.
Wow, it's below the 64. It's just now solidified.
It was actually 61.
Okay, 61 and solidified. Sorry, wrong one.
You know, in 2 weeks we don't paint.
That's the same temp it
I mean, we
melted
don't need a
at.
class, we have
That's the same
testing.
temp it melted at was
So
61.
because the freezer.
We don't
So there was none on that
You don't?
No, that's the tier 1 kits.
one. And
Oh, okay, you're right.
That's the bio kits for their college class.
Okay.
I was just being optimistic and saying
Bio
that
pencil.
part.
His bio class has the Iowa testing. You have 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I didn't have to go.
neither did I.
I did. I crushed it.
Guess what I did?
Did I pass back your chromatography labs?
No.
I don't believe so.
Okay, I have those here somewhere.
Ready? Frozen.
Oh, I'm here.
No, it's fine. We're not recording it. I was just calling it off before I dealt with it.
So we said we could do it
Still working. I'm cool with that. Alrighty, there we go. They're ready to toss.
Okay. Let's see, Leah.
Yes.
Gosh.
Oh, awesome.
Emery's not here.
Oh, we just went.
I'm right here.
Okay, never mind.
Yay.
Josh.
100. I thought it was a house actually. So.
Joshua Hudson.
Oh wait,
And
so
here-
That's what it's like. Ooh.
There's another one. Ben's not here. Okay, that's it.
Awesome.
wait, did we? Is this one cleaned up?
Are you done?
Mine says hi.
So you need to look everything back there the way it was. Remember to drop in that protecting thing.
They already were, yeah.
No,
Right,
it
but-
says-
Underlines the hypothesis was
Okay, just, that's what you need to do.
Really just a guess.
These can be used again,
Okay.
because we just used water. That would be one reason to use distilled water, because we use Kepler too and want to use it again. Couldn't think of a good reason, but that makes sense. So put your test tubes back in the protecting holder, tube like this. The other end should have a cap. I don't know where the cap went to this one. Does anybody know there's a cap?
I don't think one of them had a cap.
Oh, really?
It's just.
I didn't.
Okay. That explains that. It's probably in there somewhere if you look for it.
Your results agree.
I think so. It's freezing point. It's melting point.
Yes, it's
This is
super
for-
cool.
So we're done with this,
So
right?
there's 1 degree super
Yes.
cool on here
I'm
and
gonna turn it off.
8.
So.
Or no, it was, yeah, it was 7 on here.
When that cools off,
How?
This is super cooling. This is what's going to be on the floor. So this one is 49. We were a degree below it for our freezing point, so it's super cool.
Wait, then that's not still,
No, for the first one.
eight.
The second one is 64, ours is 67.
Oh, I see.
there you go.
so how much time do we have?
15 minutes.
So you're-
15 to 20 minutes, so I definitely want to use that time. You guys did well.
I guess so. Did you?
Super cool.
Hmm.
Thank for the first one.
So
Round for the second one.
hopefully this really was a good map for understanding the whole process. Guys, this is the process people go through to determine unknown substances, what the melting and freezing point is. You should be able to explain, you know, I drew in theory what happens. Here's the solid, it's melting. Here's the liquid. I do this because it might be a different heat capacity as a solid than as a liquid. When reality, this kind of thing starts happening. So if this is, let's say the melting point, like the palmitic acid was 49 degrees Celsius, if you slowly heat it up, may start melting before that, and may start, when it may cool, after, much higher. So if you have a solid, no, this is a liquid, we're going to say this is a solid. So you have a solid, so anyway, the range really is between here and here. And that's what you're seeing. But if you do it slowly, this kind of goes away for the most part, not completely. And that's what they mean by when they're talking about supercooling. Okay.
I have,
What just happened?
I don't know. My dad packed our lunch boxes today.
That's
So
fine.
he probably said,
Probably. My dad packed my lunch for me.
oh no, he said, oh no, that's what happened.
I packed my,
I was gonna say, I usually just pack my own.
What?
I usually do too, but I happen to be eating breakfast.
It's a good idea to, I'm glad you said something, guys, to use this sanitizer. You just need a very, not maybe, that's almost nothing, a couple drops, and you see it a little bit. Because you've been in contact with other people and some things that they contacted.
I can reach it. Oh, that
So
was
you
horrible.
Did you guys all wear goggles, like it said?
I wear glasses.
I wear glasses.
I don't have one.
The goggles
You guys
are
wear
over there. In that big
Let's just put it
plastic
back.
box.
Oh, I see them.
It comes out fast.
This is the one that's what
We're gonna squirt out 3 months. You gotta tilt it more up. Like, okay, really? That's too low.
Just a little bit.
Second.
I like how you go.
Okay, guys, you in your, I don't know, you're doing your different books, but you're gonna be talking about heat capacity and latent heat, right? Have you talked about that yet in your books? Okay, well, let me just talk about that briefly. Again, let's assume an ideal situation when it's something like this. And actually, let's look at water, where it's, and then this is shallow. So for steam, it's like 0.48 calories per gram per degree Celsius. It's about 4.186 joules equals 1 calorie. Lowercase c is the calorie. Capital C is the kilocalorie because that's the calorie they use in dieting. When it says this thing is 100 calories, it's 100,000 calories. Calories is small unit.
That changes things.
Yeah, it does. The joule calorie are small units. So, and of course, water is 1.00 calories per gram per degree Celsius. And then here, down here is of course ice, and I think it's 0.50 calories per gram per degree Celsius. Now, the other way, usually what they use is joules per calorie per joules per kilogram per degree Celsius. Okay? Well, if this was, let's take a look at what's happening here. For water at